Today's video is sponsored by the team over at simpleswap.io. Simpleswap.io understands as a crypto miner, it is critical to have the ability to exchange your cryptocurrency on the fly, especially if you need to liquidate your crypto quickly to cover operating costs. It's super easy with simpleswap.io. In 4 steps, we can convert one crypto for another without any exchanges or KYC requirements. Step 1. Pick the crypto you want to convert on their website. Step 2. Pick the crypto you want in return and enter your wallet address. Step 3. You then get a wallet address from simpleswap.io to send your crypto to. And bam, within the hour, your converted crypto is deposited in your wallet and you're done. Check out simpleswap.io today. Thanks again to simpleswap.io for supporting the hobbyist miner community. What is going on, miners, and welcome back to the Hobbyist Miner channel. Well, in today's video, we're going to show you guys a little project that I've been working on for storing my core wallets. Now, at first, I didn't really do anything crazy with my core wallets. I'll be honest with you, I stored them on my editing computer and off I went. But that made me really uncomfortable. And I don't know about you guys in your situations or how you're storing your core wallets or let's say browser extension wallets, but I started to become really uncomfortable with the fact of security and redundancy. Those are kind of the big ones. How secure is my core wallet? And the redundancy as my computer goes, I have a problem, what occurs, what am I doing? So in today's video, I wanted to show you guys a fun little project that I've been working on to store my core wallets in order to keep them safer and also more redundant. So let's go ahead and flip around the camera and I'll show you what I got. Okay, so here is what we're working with today. I went ahead and picked up a 1U HP ProLiant DL160 Gen 9. And for those of you guys that aren't super tech savvy, this is nothing crazy. This is a low-level, entry-level 1U server. And I thought this would be a good step in the direction. I didn't want to spend too much money on it. I did find it off of Facebook Marketplace. It's like where I find everything pretty much, including GPUs. And so I went ahead and picked up this unit. So my goal behind this is, and I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to load up onto my computer using RDP, and we'll RDP into this. And I'll kind of give you guys a tour on my thoughts behind all of this and how I'm using this. So with this server, we have 3 1 terabyte 7200 RPM drives. I don't need anything super fast. We don't need SAS. We don't need solid state drives, because at the end of the day, we just need storage, which we have plenty of now with this running in a RAID 5. And then on top of that, we also have the redundancy running everything in a RAID. And if you guys aren't familiar with what a RAID is when it comes down to hard drives, it pretty much takes the hard drives and it goes ahead and stripes the data across them. So if I lose this hard drive, everything's still fine. Everything's still on the other drives and we continue to move on. I replace the hard drive and everything will mirror back over. Now you sacrifice some of the storage for that, but it's definitely worth it from the redundancy side. So let me go ahead and open this up and I'll show you what's inside. Okay, we're gonna see if we can do this one-handed. We're just gonna go ahead and pull this trigger off and then everything comes off here. Now, as I said, this is an entry-level unit, so there's room for expansion and growth. So we do have our processor here, nothing too crazy. Single processor, Xenon processor there. We only have 16 gigabytes of memory in it right now, but we have lots of room to expand. I'm already looking at buying more memory right now. We do have intake fans, you can see right here. They actually just go ahead and you can see there's just like a little 6-pin in there, and the fans just go ahead and click in. And these things work great. They spin up very quickly, very traditional like your ASIC fans as well. There are some blank ones you can see that are in here for expansion. You also have a whole nother CPU slot. This whole thing comes out and look, there you go. You have a whole CPU slot in there, which is really nice and available to us. We do also have 2 Ethernet ports right here in the back that are set up on it. So I use one Ethernet port for the actual server access, and the second Ethernet port is used for the VMs. And we'll talk about that. VMs are virtual machines. But other than that, it's nothing too crazy. Hard drives are in the front, fans, Plenty of room for memory expansion, as you guys can see, and as we grow, we can go ahead and we have rooms to expand on our CPUs. Now, we could use this for nodes as well if we wanted to start to run some like Flux nodes or Bitcoin node or 𝐂𝐫𝐲𝐻, things like that, but we definitely would need to beef it up. It's only 16 gigabytes of memory with a single CPU in there, nothing too crazy. So the nice thing is we can add to it. So let me go ahead and get the top put back on, and let's jump over to the computer and I'll show you how I have everything configured. Okay guys, I went ahead and remoted into my server. This is just a program called Remote Desktop Protocol. You can just RDP, it opens up like a window into the machine localized here. So you can see this is nothing too crazy. It's Windows Server 2019. It's not activated. I didn't pay for the operating system or anything like that. I'm not going to activate it. At this point, I'm running an Intel Xenon. It's an E5, which is nice, 2603 version 3. So it's doesn't use a ton of power, 1.6. But it also doesn't have a ton of power either. It has 16 gigabytes on it. It's a 64-bit operating system, and we named this server Hyper-V01, and it's in a work group. So let's go ahead and kind of explain that the best we can. So I picked this server to do this on because I wanted the opportunity to turn up multiple desktops, and I'll show you guys what I mean. So on Server 2019 and several other previous versions, you have a program, an environment called Hyper-V. And that's what this is right here. And what Hyper-V is, and we'll go ahead here. And let me see if I can zoom in for you guys a little bit. All right, guys, so here's what we got. I have multiple machines on my server. It's called virtualization. I'm trying to dumb this down. Some of you guys, this is like your bread and butter. You live by it. Most of you guys may be well more knowledgeable in hypervisors than I am. So please correct me where I'm wrong in the comments down below. But we have multiple machines running here, running Windows 10. And my goal was like, okay, how can I have core wallets stored more securely and easily? And so this was my solution, was turning up a Hyper-V host. And I'm not the first, I won't be the last to do this. And what this allows me to do is I can turn on, kind of like a computer, I could turn on a machine with Windows 10 on it. On this case, it's Windows Server 2019 on all of these individual ones. Doesn't matter which you use to Windows. And I can install the core wallet, and then I can shut it off. And my goal there is security. So we talked about on the very top of this, security and redundancy, right? So what this allows me to do is to isolate the virtual machine, and these are all on its own VLAN. And what that does is that separates it from the rest of my network. And it allows me to have a core wallet. So as you guys can see here, I just kind of named them like VM and then what's on it. And I just set this up. I think I moved over 2 so far. I have a VM, Avian, my Handshake, MetaMask, and 𝐂𝐫𝐲𝐻. And I still have some other ones to add to this. But the nice thing is like when I turn it up and set it up, I can set it all up. I can get it going ahead and syncing with the blockchain, let it finish, and then power it off. And it doesn't use any resources when it's powered off, outside of course storage, but it's not using like CPU and memory. So as you can see right now, I have 3 out of my 4 virtual machines powered off entirely. And I kind of like that. You know, it's not up and running, it's not accessible at all times. My schedule and my game plan is just set a reminder, once a week log in, start up each machine, start up the software, let it sync, and then power it back off. And you could do it once a month. You know, once a week is like probably overkill, to be honest with you. But I'll go ahead and show you here. I'll go ahead and take my 𝐂𝐫𝐲 one. And the nice thing is with this is like, you can adjust the settings. You can adjust in these, like if I go to my MetaMask one, you can go into settings. And within Hyper-V, you can set how much memory it has, or how many processors you have dedicated to it. Now the nice thing is I can set what I want to within bounds, and then I can turn it off so those resources are available. So what I'm still learning right now, let me move this back here, sorry, is I'll go ahead and open up here so you can connect to it, and it's going to launch a window, and now I'm connected here. And I haven't done anything yet, but you can see like everything's syncing over and stuff like that. Here's my 𝐂𝐫𝐲 wallet. Let me go ahead and zoom out a little bit. There we go, perfect, much better. So on the machine, here, I'll minimize it. Okay, so like we're almost like, and I'm logged into a Hyper-V server, and then we've launched a console, and to pretty much think of a monitor, into our now standalone 𝐂𝐫𝐲 machine. So on there, I've just gone ahead and installed Google Chrome, and then the only thing that's on there is my 𝐂𝐫𝐲 wallet, and that's it. And now the nice thing is like once a week, once a month, once a quarter, I can load this up if I want to check my balance and stuff, but then also to let it sync with the blockchain. You can see it's still going. It's going to take a while. As I said, I'm very early on setting this up. And then the nice thing is I can close it, and then I can close the machine, and you can come in here and I can write, or actually I should probably do it from Windows here to be safer. And then I could just shut this machine down. And that's kind of like a layer of security. It's offline. It's kind of like that cold wallet mentality a little bit. You know, I know we're kind of twisting things a little bit here, but now we've gone ahead and shut this down. So this will update here, and now it's off. It's not accessible in any way, shape, or form. I'm not browsing the internet on that machine. I'm not using it day to day. It's completely isolated. There aren't other core wallets that are installed on that machine, which, you know, we've heard all these crazy issues in the past where like somebody installs a core wallet and then it steals things, and other wallets, oh my gosh, or concerns with like overwriting files and stuff. It's like, nope, don't have to deal with that. Now, the nice thing is that within and then here you come back in and I can connect, and then I can just hit start and it powers it back on. So I'm trying to dumb this down a lot. Some of you guys are like super technical, but I'm trying to explain this to individuals which don't have the knowledge and the background to be doing this. Some people are more ESXi. I think that's more on Panda's side. I think he really likes ESXi. He's going to be turning up some VMs. You can also do this for nodes as well. Doesn't have to be Windows. So within Hyper-V, I could have nodes listed here and use Linux and do everything I need to from there. As of right now, my only cost has been the hardware. The operating systems are entirely free, at least like to use, but you should activate them. I'm not in this situation. But yes, so then the other thing is, so we talked about security. You know, this adds some layer to it. It's going to be stored in my house, which is really, really nice and convenient. Let's log in here. Now, the other thing is redundancy. Again, let's talk about redundancy, because there's like the two pillars we're sitting on, security and redundancy. On the redundancy side, okay, so we talked about the hard drives, right? Let's say like that room floods, or like there's a fire, or like operating system gets corrupted. What am I doing? Well, my plan is, I haven't done it yet, I'm going to be doing it, is I'm going to take 2 USB hard drives, okay? I'm going to have one plugged in to the Hyper-V host at all times. And then what I'm going to do is within Windows, and I guarantee some people are going to comment and throw me under the bus here that there's better ways to do it, and I guarantee you there are. You're not wrong. But Windows has a Windows Server backup solution, and I'm going to go with that. It's free. It comes with it. You can go ahead and on any of the servers, you can search for Windows Server backup, and I need to install the role. I haven't even done it yet. But what I will do is there's a solution built in with Windows that I can back up the individual VMs either through the Windows level here, so I could do it there and I'll back it up to a USB drive. Or what I can do is within the Hyper-V host itself, which is the server we're on now, you can back up the VMs. And I'm going to back them up and have that run like once a week. Back up to the USB drive connected to my Hyper-V host, and then I will swap it with one that I have in a waterproof, fireproof safe. So I'll just swap them each time. So one's always plugged into the server, and I'll swap it, you know, type of deal. Now, I could go crazy here. I could encrypt the backups. I could encrypt the USB drive. Like, there's so many layers that I could add here for security, and same thing with redundancy. I could not even back up to a physical USB drive. I could back up to some type of encrypted secure cloud solution if I wanted to, but I feel a lot more comfortable backing it up to a USB drive, a hard drive, and storing it in a safe. And then I have multiple copies of it and such like that. So that's kind of my game plan right now. It's something fun home project. The server wasn't super expensive to purchase. You got it secondhand and used. And it also allows you to learn something. And I think especially now, like during like the down market, having an opportunity to kind of button these things up is kind of my avenue to go. So that's what I'm doing. I'd love to hear from you guys down below. Leave a comment. Like, what are you guys doing to secure your core wallets? How are you going ahead and going about this? Now, I didn't even talk about passphrases. We didn't talk about passwords or passphrases or recovery passwords. This is just strictly from the software side of things. So leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you guys and know more about how you guys are going ahead and securing your core wallets. Also, if you guys have feedback, recommendations, as I said, I am not an expert in any way, shape, or form, so I'd love to hear from you guys. Leave a comment down below. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And finally, don't forget to subscribe. Take care.